What up, guys? Welcome back to my channel Perspective. In this video, I wanted to react to what Sarah Garvey had to say about the manosphere. As you can see, the title of his video is "What Happened to the Manosphere," and I'll chime in after I play about a good minute and a half of his video and hear what he has to say.
I want to talk about the manosphere, right? I want to talk about what the manosphere means. And from my point of view, the manosphere means that it's a space for men to be heard. It's a space for men to exalt their manhood and to feel like men again. However, when this happened, what I saw were grown men become like bitches. That's what I saw. I saw grown men take the time out of their day to make videos about other men. They have become a bunch of gossip queens. Okay, and that's not what the manosphere was about. You have grown men making videos about other men gossiping. Now, for me, I've always left the gossip pages and the blog pages to the women. However, the YouTube space has now become, the manosphere space, so-called, has now become a place for gossip queens. It's become a place for men to sit down and find information, do research, and just talk lies and misinformation about other men. And for me, that's not what the manosphere should be about. That is not what the manosphere was created for. That's not what the manosphere would be about. If Kevin Samuels saw...
And that right there is where I wanted to stop it. That's not what the manosphere was supposed to be about. Now, most black men with sense are no longer part of the manosphere, whether it's as a whole or the black manosphere. And mainly for the reasons that Sarah Garvey pointed out in this video. That's why I wanted to play part of his video, because, hey, he pointed it out very well. The manosphere was created to be a space where men could voice their opinions and leave the gossip to the women. You know, blog spaces and all that's for women, so they can let out all their feelings. It's not what a man is supposed to be about. You know, a man is supposed to be about, truth, when you get right down to it. Well, at least for us, for the black man, it's supposed to be that, because the manosphere as a whole, one, ignore black men's issues. As a matter of fact, I'm not gonna just say black men. I'll just say minorities issues. Well, actually, I can say black men, because everywhere where a black man went and voiced his opinion on anything, especially regarding our own people, they would get ignored. Case in point, there was a guy who actually mentioned on his channel, and it was a while ago. It was when the manosphere first started, where he was saying something about he was in the NRA, National Rights Association, or something like that. But anyway, he was a part of it. And, it was, several different races in there, including white people, Chinese, so on and so forth. And, he was talking about that their topic was women at that point, at that time. And he went to speak about some of the things that he was going through with women being a black man. And they basically blew it off. And the next time they had a meeting, the same topic came up, and those same people meeting, someone else of another race had a similar situation as he had come up, and his situation was, it was like praised. In other words, they listened to his situation, but they didn't listen to the black man's situation. Even though it was the same situation, but they didn't want to talk about it when the black man brought it up first. And I don't know, I don't remember who it was. It was on YouTube back before they came up with all these restrictions on words. But anyway, it was back when YouTube first started. And it was like that's what made him, get out of the NRA and get to manosphere space. Well, get out of the manosphere space, and basically he's in the black manosphere. Everything that we have to create on our own. And I know I'm using a lot of words. I'm gonna get to the point pretty quick here, because I have one more example I wanted to bring up. Is the MGTOW situation. When MGTOW first came up, the men going their own way, there was a lot of black people that had input on it. And this is another reason why the black manosphere started as well. A lot of black men had a lot of input on it. But as per usual, the other races dominated it and made light of the black man's situations, even though the black man has been going through this, how the women act. Black men have been going through this. And everything that MGTOW is going through, black men has been going through it, but been going through it twice as bad, which is still the same to this day. So that's how the black manosphere was made. That was also how Ib Moore was started. What was it? Introspective black men, something. I don't remember the whole acronym, but Ib Moore was started from, MGTOW, because we had to separate ourselves to get, so we could discuss our issues, because everybody else ignores it. And now, let's fast forward to today. What has this black manosphere become? Listening to Sarah Garvey, because there's a lot of people that was in this black manosphere thing when it first started. Listening to Sarah Garvey, it's become bitch made, so you can understand. And honestly, in this black manosphere, there's a lot of women that infiltrated, and that was the thing about White Girl Pearl. She infiltrated, just like the black women infiltrated, the white women infiltrated. They seen a money opportunity, and they seen an opportunity to sway the men's opinions and minds on how this this woman versus man thing is being treated or being portrayed. And I put women first because women are the ones that started this versus thing. Really, it's the elites, but that's a whole nother video for a whole nother time. But the women, on a plain view, the women started this thing, and the black manosphere came of us separating from the manosphere as a whole, so black men can talk about black people's issues. The thing that I saw with the whole Pearl situation with Sarah Garvey, when he came out and basically spoke the truth about what was going on and why he left Pearl, and I saw these black men going against him. Hey, look, the way I look at things may be a little bit different from most people. Like I said, I believe that, us minorities, so-called black, Latinos, natives, are the Israelites as the Bible spoke of. That's what I believe. I don't push that idea on anyone. However, that's what I believe. When I hear Sarah Garvey talking about the black manosphere became bitch made, I know exactly what he's talking about. There's more gossip than truth in the black manosphere now. When I seen his interview with Anton Daniels, I was like, what the fuck is this? It seemed more like he was trying to attack Sarah Garvey on his speaking points, but he also had Pearl on, and he was coddling her, and it was like, what the fuck is this? I even seen the title of one of his videos that said, sometimes white women have the right decision or opinions or something like that, and I'm like, come on, man. But that's beside the point. Even I've seen a lot of O'Shea Duke Jackson's videos where he was basically lighting this Pearl situation up. And honestly, I like a lot of O'Shea's opinions. And don't get me wrong, I don't agree 100% with him. However, with this Pearl situation, hey, he was on point. You know, on point for, well, I haven't seen the video that he was off point on this situation, you know. So, but it was like, I've seen one video where he said, I don't know, some random guy destroys O'Shea. And I'm like, hold on, let me check this out. And this guy was, you know, all up on Pearl's side. Black dude. Gossiping, talking shit. And I'm just like, dude, you ain't got no facts. And when O'Shea put a few points to him and shit, he was still talking shit like, we may disagree, blah, blah, this and this and that. And I'm like, dude, how? Well, anyway, I seen that video, and I seen a couple of videos where a couple of black men were defending Pearl. I've seen a couple of videos where, you know, black men were getting on black women on Pearl's side, and I'm just like, look, at the end of the day, to me, Pearl is a fucking outsider. I'm just gonna say it plain like that. She's still an outsider, and I feel that way about all outsiders. You know, our people have been through a lot as far as being conquered and not knowing our own culture, because we do have a culture, but that has been stripped away from us through, in America, slavery, and in the other Western nations, colonization. You know, so in parts of Africa, colonization as well. But in America, slavery, the rest of the world, colonization. Our people have been through a lot of stuff, you know, and they've stripped our culture from us. When the black manosphere was supposed to be created, it was so black men could talk about black men speaking points without the opinion of women or other races of men. And the goal was not to gossip. The goal was to come to a concession, if you will. You know, have a similar point of view, or at least understand one black man's point of view as opposed to another black man's point of view. It wasn't to bash, so to speak. You know, it was basically to give our different perspectives on our lives, you know, the lives that we live. And what it's become is terrible. Seriously, what this black manosphere thing has become is terrible. You got men out there that's you have black men out there. Let me make it specific. You have black men out there basically lying to each other just to make a few dollars. Example, Derek Jackson, you know. And you have a lot of relationship gurus that came up that straight tell lies so they can get you men hyped up to pay them some money. You know, you got people that, you know, you got your black men that's give their opinions and so on and so forth, but they know it's a lie. They know it's bullshit just to get that piece of clout. So I get where Sarah Garvey is talking about, you know. Black manosphere, for the most part, the manosphere as a whole is a bunch of bitches to me. But the black manosphere has become that same thing, man. What happened to giving off a certain energy to have men become men again? I mean, we can't YouTube has already started a trend where we can't say the whole truth. Why? Because there are certain words that they have in their algorithm that you can't even say. Because truth has become basically an attack, an unreasonable attack on people. Truth has become, what can I call truth now? Truth has become dangerous. Otherwise, they wouldn't limit the freedom of speech. It's crazy. However, a lot of you black men have fell for the BS and succumbed to that type of lifestyle where you've become more emotional than logical, you know. And too much gossip is going around in this black manosphere nowadays. And like I said, I want to be specific because the manosphere as a whole, black men already wasn't accepted. We already ain't accepted as a whole in the manosphere because the other nations, they believe that their problems trump yours, you know. So in this space, our problems are the ones we're looking at. And why do I keep just saying that black manosphere has become a bunch of bitches? Because it really has. I mean, seriously. I guess it's another black men gotta do better thing. And honestly, in order to repair this messed up situation in the black manosphere, you gotta go back to the roots of why it started in the first place. It was so black men can network with each other. That simple. Not everybody else. All the gossipers and all that other stuff, they get pushed to the side. They're not productive. It's about the productive black men getting together and discussing things and networking with each other. Trying to build something out of, you know, what we have. Because we don't have much already. So when Sarah Garvey put out this video and said the things he said, and this video only came out maybe 7 hours ago. Matter of fact, let me see, yeah, 7 hours ago. So this video just came out, and when he said the things that he said, it's like, yeah, I can actually see that. So, I mean, you black men, hey, you do got to do better. And this is not something for women to jump on. You black women, stay in your place. You other nations, period, stay in your place. It's not about you. It's about the black man. It's for us to get right, for us to network, for us to come to concessions with each other, for us to, you know, get back to our ruling class mentality. Whether that's ruling our home or ruling a whole kingdom, you know. You know, truth is basically being more and more scarce. And this is supposed to be a space where men can speak truth, honesty, and rebuild that masculinity that this society is trying to take away and rob from us. But anyway, that's my perspective on it. Tell me yours.